All right, now let's see an example of how to actually try the MySQL Enterprise add-ons. So in this video, we are going to take a look at how you install one of the MySQL Enterprise add-ons, specifically the MySQL Enterprise Firewall. So this is actually an SQL level firewall. It's something that provides real-time protection. It blocks SQL injection attacks. It blocks suspicious activities. Interestingly, it automatically learns the allow list, which is a lot of effort when putting in place a firewall. It is transparent for the application, so no changes to the application are required in order to enable this in your infrastructure. So here, of course, the Enterprise Edition firewall can be enabled in a variety of ways. Here is the simplest example of how to enable how to install it using the MySQL workbench. You can see here that in the Enterprise Edition section of the server, I have the option to install the firewall by simply pressing this one single button. Also, after you have installed it, you have here the options of control, basically, to enable, to disable the firewall, view statistics, and so on. So all in the MySQL workbench in this graphical interface. Here in the users and privileges section, you can also manage the firewall rules, again in a graphical manner. Very easy to add, delete rules from here. Now let's take a look at how this actually works. So it is something that it enables you to permit or to deny SQL statement execution based on matching against a list of accepted statement patterns. So this is something that helps you to harden the server against attacks such as SQL injection or attempts to exploit the application, and so on. So each account registered with the firewall has its own statement allow list, which enables this protection to be tailored, for example, per account. For a given account, the firewall can operate in recording, protecting, or detecting mode. For training in the accepted statement patterns, then for active protection against unaccepted statements, or for passive detection of unacceptable statements. So just to give you an example of how this works, you have the star select in green, where employee ID equals 22. This is something that a normal query or the application might submit. And then if, let's say, an attacker comes, and this is again a trivial example of SQL injection, they might do something like select star from employee where ID equals 22, or 1 equals 1, or something that is interpreted as true. So if you execute it, every single record in the database is going to come back. So if you do not have, let's say, strong input control, somebody might try to do this and provide and steal that type of information. As I was saying, all the queries are checked against the allow list, so this list of permitted statement patterns, and then based on that is going to be allowed or blocked, detected, or detect and alert. So this is what a positive security model relies on. So if a normal query or an SQL injection attack is coming to the engine, we are going to check that against the allow list, block, detect, or alert on the intrusion detection. Now, a few examples here: firewall group and account profiles. First, you have account profiles. So here, basically, the allow list applies to a single account. This is deprecated approach. As of MySQL 8.023, the firewall now supports group profiles. The group profiles, they can have multiple accounts as members. So the allow list, the profile allow list, is applying equally to all members. And then, of course, the purpose of using group profiles is that it enables easier administration, better flexibility for this type of deployments that are requiring you to apply a given set of allow list rules to multiple accounts. So this again provides more flexibility. Also, you have here some example. You see 3 queries that are executed, and then how they are normalized in the allow list. So they are normalized. You can see here an example. Let's take a look also at an example of how this works with account profiles, and then on the next slide with group profile. So while we are in the recording mode, let's say this statement is executed by the application. The statement is normalized. It's stored in the firewall allow list. Now, when the protection mode is turned on, let's say a similar statement, but with different variable values is executed. This statement will be checked against the allow list and is going to be processed. Now, if an additional statement variable is added, as it often happens in SQL injection attacks, so in this example, we are adding, or through this statement, we are going to, as we see, it's going to be blocked by the firewall. In order to interrogate the status, you have various options. You can check the status by doing the show global status, or you can do also an interrogation of the information schema as well. All right. Now, here it is. It's an example using group profile, very similar to what we have seen before. So first of all, we are going to create a new group, and then assign a member, firewall test. Then in the protection mode, we have 2 statements that are executed and 1 that is blocked. So very, very similar to using just account profiles. Of course, again, you have the means to interrogate the status, doing show statements, and also selecting from the performance schema. All right, so this is how you install and how you use the enterprise firewall, this enterprise only extension of the MySQL server.